Let's ask what?
How you would categorize yourself as dogs? I mean...
Oh, interesting.
Are you recording?
As dog, yeah, everything's
Okay.
recording.
Yeah.
You see the red, right?
Yeah, I see the red.
Okay, I'm trying to find what I told.
I mean, I think the obvious one for me was golden retriever, so I'm surprised that she didn't say golden retriever. Dude, I have the saddest story. I was helping a friend dog sit a golden retriever
dog sitting.
named
Oh
Ollie.
my gosh, I saw the dog that you were just
Yes,
dog
so
sitting.
cute.
So cute.
Augie's so cute. I
We
love that
were-
dog so much. Oh wait, what's your sad story, Andrew?
Yeah. So I spent like I took him to the park. His name's Ollie. Like mid-sized, kind of
Did he
small.
die under your watch?
No. What the
Oh,
hell? Not
okay. Why is it sad
Oh
then?
my gosh.
What? It's not that sad.
Oh, okay.
But we spent like the entire day together, and then as we were going back, we took him on the subway, and my friend who was taking the dog back to the owner's apartment, like took Ollie off the subway, and I was getting off the next subway track, and so my friend Janice and Ollie like exit the subway cart, and then Ollie and Janice are like walking off, and then Ollie just stops. And he's just like, and turns around. He's like, "Where's Andrew?" And then I was sitting on the subway, just making eye contact, and Ollie starts like dragging Janice to go back onto the subway cart, and Janice is like, "No, like we gotta go." And then like, the subway doors were also just like not closing and going. There was like a 3-minute delay, and so it was just like Ollie
Him
like
trying to pull the
Yeah.
pulling Janice back. And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna cry
so
right now." It was so
Yeah.
sad.
Dogs are
Aw,
honestly
dogs.
give the purest form of love. Like Augie, the dog that I'm dog sitting, not right now, obviously. You know how I went to LA for like half a week or whatever.
Mhm.
As soon as I got home super late at like midnight, so he was already asleep. But my roommate was telling me that the morning, as soon as she opened her door, like Augie ran straight upstairs to my bedroom door, and like I didn't know he was there. He's like a super calm, docile dog. Like he doesn't like paw the door or like bark or make anything to try to get your attention. But like I was just going through my morning routine, like brushing my teeth, getting dressed, whatever. I opened the door and he's just like standing there, like so
Aw.
happy to see me. And he was like,
That's
apparently he was
adorable.
there, like just sitting outside my door for like 2 hours, just waiting for me to walk out. Cause like he kind of missed me because I was gone for like
don't
4
deserve
days. And I was like,
dogs.
this
Yeah.
dog is so adorable.
Oh my god.
That's
It
so
made me
cute.
really want to get a dog, but I don't
Mhm.
think I have the bandwidth to take care of a
No.
dog. So I think dog sitting is honestly the best situation where you
best.
get to like enjoy the company of a dog over short periods of time,
Mhm.
but not have to have like the burden of having a dog
Yeah.
for a
Mm.
long period of time.
Yep,
Would you
Yeah.
ever like foster dogs?
I think fostering dogs is also a really
Also
good
great.
idea. I have
Yeah.
multiple friends who have fostered dogs, and it seems like a really fun little gig to do.
Yeah.
But haven't really looked into it. I think you have
feel
to
like you could do
apply.
it,
to
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I feel bad doing it in New York because space isn't
Space,
Yeah,
massive.
space
yeah.
is limited.
So, but in Cleveland,
All right, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Rooftop Pod. Today we are answering some of your questions that you guys asked us on the Discord. The first, joining me today is my sister
Rachel.
and my brother,
Andrew.
and I am your host, Jesse. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do, oh man, I'm a little scared.
Oh,
Someone DM'd us a video. Runaway DM'd me this video, a YouTube video called "A Book Where the Main Characters Died," and he or she wants us to live react to this video. So I'll probably have a little pop-up window of this video. We're gonna watch it. Hold up, this is gonna take you to YouTube. Are you okay with that? Yes, I am okay with that. Oh no! Oh, it's only 11 seconds. Okay. Everybody pay attention. That's pretty funny. I was
That's
not
really good.
expecting
That's
that.
really
That was good.
Yeah.
A
I like
book?
that one.
I had no idea where that was going
Yeah.
until the
That's
end.
funny.
That's really good.
Okay, so the video was a book where the main character dies, and it's a super thick book. And then at the last second, they reveal that it's the Bible.
Oh, that was solid.
That's
That's solid.
Hey, but he has a comeback story too.
Mm-hmm.
Runaway also wants to ask, which video editing software do you use I'm trying to put text in iMovie without effects, and it's a struggle.
Premiere Pro user. Baby.
Okay. I use Final Cut and Premiere Pro. So Final Cut is Apple software, and I have Premiere Pro, as well as everything else in the Adobe suite. But for video, it's mostly Premiere Pro. I got lucky because my school pays for Adobe
as well.
Creative Cloud software. So
So I got
really
lucky
nice.
that Jesse's school pays for Adobe Cloud software.
That's true. Andrew does use mine.
Indeed.
It's a win-win.
And then, lots of questions from Runaway. The other question here she asks, how does one know that they are ready for a romantic relationship and ready to get back out there?
Oh.
That's a good question because I think I recently went through that. And it took me a long time. I don't think I got over my ex until maybe like the last 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Like I was like
Nice.
mostly forcing myself.
You hear that? He's ready to get back out there.
No, I mean it was like 1 year breakup anniversary last week.
Dang.
Heartbreaking.
I remember talking to my roommates about it in LA. I'm like, hey, this is the week that I exited my last relationship. It's been a whole year, and it's crazy
Damn.
how much of a difference a year can make. My life is so different
so
now
different.
Yeah.
compared to where it was a year ago. So, bless up to the internet for turning my life around. Not really. My life is more or less the same. But I wouldn't say there was one defined moment where I was like, hey, I'm ready to get back out there. It was definitely a gradual process because the first thing that you need is closure. And that closure is not going to be achieved from the person that either broke up with you or you broke up with. I think closure can only come from within.
Wow.
It's super philosophical, but
yeah.
it's really true. Like I didn't get like closure that I wanted from my ex-partner. I got it mostly from my own acceptance of the situation and recognizing why that relationship was not good for me, why that relationship was not a long-term relationship for me. Once I realized all those things, I was actually happy to be out of the relationship because for a long time, maybe like 6, 7, 8 months after the relationship, I was sad that I was no longer in this relationship. But like once you reach a point where you have closure and acceptance, you're like almost like excited that you're not in that relationship, and that allows the door to be open to new possibilities and new people. And that's once you're happy that you're not in that relationship anymore, I think that's the point where you can be like, I'm ready to like meet new people and be open to another relationship.
That's like my litmus test. Like recently, actually, like last week, TikTok now does, on this day, remember this video? And it was a video that
Trauma
I had
videos.
of my ex. But it's same thing.
I
as
hate
what-
that. Okay.
Okay.
One thing,
Snapchat,
Apple started doing that, Google
fucking
started doing that. They're like,
TikTok,
here's your
Google
memory
memories.
from 2 years
No, no,
ago,
no, no.
and it's
I
like
don't need this.
in the midst of me still dating this person.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
just
was
like,
bad for you.
that I don't need those memories. Stop showing me. And there's no setting to turn that off. So
Yeah, no, they really
Google,
just
if
like
you guys,
surprise.
you guys have enough facial recognition AI where it's like, hey, this person hasn't been in your photo album for the past 2 years or 1 year. Stop showing me memories of this person because they're clearly not in my life anymore. But yeah, that's low key a little bit
Pitch
annoying.
that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
remember like after the breakup, if I saw any old photos, I'd miss the relationship. And now like if those pop up, like
Oh,
it
that
sounds
is a good
harsh, but
litmus
it's like I
test.
don't feel anything towards
Yeah,
it.
once you don't feel like an emotional reaction when you see that person. Oh, the true litmus test is seeing them in person
Also,
and not feeling any
But
type
yeah.
of way. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if that's ever gonna happen.
yeah, that's
But-
that's less something you can control. But
yeah, but seeing a picture of someone and not feeling some type
That's a
of
good
way,
litmus test.
that is a good litmus test. I think for like maybe a few months, I was kind of forcing myself to be back out there and like meeting people, and that was just not productive because like you're not in the right headspace. You're kind of wasting other people's time at that point.
Right.
You're wasting your own time. Like there's really no rush. I think I was trying to rush myself because I saw my ex get into another relationship, so I was like, damn, like that was fast. But like everybody has their own time. Like some people get over relationships super quickly. Some people, I think like me, take like a really long time. And like that's okay. Everybody has their own time and pace. Like the relationship affects people differently. People have different reactions to a relationship. So like, if it's taking you a while to get over someone, that's totally normal and it's totally okay. Just take your time, take the space that you need.
Yeah.
Spend that time honestly hang out with your friends and family, like taking time to like heal and also using that time to like just reconnect with your friends. You kind of lose a lot of that when you're in a relationship. This kind of goes back to what Andrew said on the last episode about like reframing a negative as a positive, where you can take this opportunity like, oh, sure, you're losing a lot of time, quality time with like your ex-partner, but now you're reopening that time to basically spend it with your friends and family who you haven't been spending that much time with while you were in that relationship. So that's kind of how I reframed the kind of breakup for myself.
I think the way that that's phrased to me is something that, okay, so my like hesitations with being in a relationship has always been, I'm already time constrained. Like I already don't spend enough time with my friends. Like I don't want to also have to think about a significant other who I have to spend time, well, like the expectation is that I will spend.
There's
Nice.
something in there.
Yeah, there's
is there
some
anything
bugs.
off the edge of your root?
Not that side, but I'm gonna
Okay.
grab a tissue because my allergies are killing me. 1 second.
Oh wait,
Okay.
I might have one in my
I'll
pocket.
pause.
Ah, it's kind of used though.
Ew.
Can you grab 2? Oh, bring allergy meds too. Bring allergy meds.
Do you have snacks?
Oh, snacks. Bring snacks.
Salty crackers.
What were we just talking about?
Relationships
Relationships.
and spending
When you're
time
ready to
with.
move
Oh
on.
yes. I have words to say.
Same.
I have words to say. But anyways, I feel like to some extent, like people can use significant others as like a way to fill space that is not taken up or like that is lacking with friends and family. So I feel like when you lose a significant other and you like start reinitiating those friendships and those family relationships, if you get back into another relationship, like aren't you just going to lose those or like relationships again, or like there's gonna be more distance? So I guess in my head I see it as like almost not using isn't the right term for it, but it does feel like a little bit expendable. If
Who's
that makes
expendable?
sense.
Like the relationship?
No, the friends.
Friends and family, or yeah, or yeah. I guess like it's not possible to maintain as good, at least the way that you're saying
Okay.
it. It's not possible to maintain the level of closeness that you have with friends and family, or like as many
Okay.
as you do when you're single as when you're in a
Okay.
relationship.
I see what you're saying,
And I
Yeah.
think that's
but
true.
I beg to differ.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because
Give your take
okay,
first.
so I think I don't think I did a terrible job of this when I was in my past relationship. That was like my first serious long-term relationship, so I learned a lot from it. And I've seen couples where they get together and they just like completely go into their own world and lose connection with like all their friends and like all their family. I've never wanted to be that couple. Like, don't sign me up for that ever. Inevitably, you do spend more time with your significant other, so you lose touch. But there is a way where if you find the right person, you can integrate them into your friends and family dynamic. And like the
That's
wedding
true.
that I went to, their relationship I really look up to because they do a really good job of that. Like they're all basically a part of each other's families. And I think their family made a big effort of like integrating the bride or his now wife into their family really early on. So like they would go on family trips with the girlfriend, and like they would invite the girlfriend's family. I mean, they were like really serious already, and like so they were already like integrating each other into each other's family, where they were spending time with both each other and like the family at the same time. Same goes with their friends. They would always just like do group hangouts with like the significant other, with the significant other's friends. And you're like not losing out on like any of relationships in a relationship type like that. So like I think now one of the biggest priorities for me is to find like a person who like fits seamlessly into like the family dynamic as well as the friends dynamic. Not easy to find, just because I have like a really eclectic collection of friends that are all very very different, and like our family is also very different from my friends. So like being able to like fit in with all those people is gonna be like it's gonna be difficult to find, but you know, I have hope. Yeah. So I would think about it as like it shouldn't be
It's
thought about
definitely
like
not expendable. I think we actually have the same take, but in the sense that when I was in a relationship, like you do have to allocate not a significant, but in order to build a strong relationship, like that does take time together. It takes a lot of conversation, takes like sharing experiences, and not every experience to build closeness can involve other friends and family. So you'll inevitably like lose time with your friends, and that's something you do have to consider when going into a relationship. When time is limited, you can only spend it doing so much. But there is a good way to like. There's a healthy way to balance it out, and not as
and there's
healthy.
like a certain amount of expectation from your friends that they will like you will prioritize your significant other over like hanging out with them. Like I think if you have good friends, they'll be okay with that.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, like that's just what you have to do when you're in a relationship. Obviously, you still have to be intentional about spending time with them, which I made it a point to be like, I'm still gonna hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
All right. What was the question? I forget what the question was.
How do you know
When
when
are you
you're
ready?
It's kind of a tangent, but
A good tangent.
a good tangent nonetheless. That's true.
Andrew, do you have any
Hmm.
residual thoughts on this?
It was just weird. I like speaking about my own personal experiences. I had a COVID relationship, and so it existed so much in a bubble that. How do I want to say this? No new residual thoughts. It's just that like even I do have friends who do completely disappear when they get into a relationship, and honestly, like I don't fault them for that. I'm like, if it ends up like becoming really serious, then they're gonna figure out a way to integrate like the friends back into their lives. But during like their honeymoon phases, like I get it. Like being in that
it's really
honeymoon phase is like a euphoric like state of
like
being.
You just want to feel that all the time.
Exactly. And like as a homie, I'm like, I want you to be happy and experience that. Like and then once you're ready to like balance out, and like once the euphoric high of the honeymoon phases kind of settles down, you get into more routine. Like if they want to hang out again, like I'm not gonna fault them for like disappearing off the face of the earth either, if they were like a good homie. But yeah.
Kind of along those lines, but that reminded me of something that me and my friend we were discussing about this. Do you believe in the philosophy of if you fall in love quickly, you'll also fall out of love quickly?
Easy come, easy go. Honestly,
or do you think longevity lies in like building a relationship more gradually?
I think there's more potential for you to fall out of love quickly if you fell into love quickly, because there's no foundation. But if you fell into love quickly and then the foundation was continued. So this is what I'm thinking. Like, hypothetically, you like see somebody that you haven't really. I have friends who like wear their heart on their sleeves. I don't think I'm there as much, and so they develop crushes really quickly. And then I have friends who are just like, oh, got over them, because either they got to know them and they're like, oh, like
not who I was
expecting, and how could you know? You just like met them. And so it could go both ways, in the sense that you can just meet them and then they don't meet your expectations and you fall out of love really quickly, or that person meets every single. Oh, hello, bird.
Oh, wow.
It's a squawker. It's a really pretty bird.
Gold stripes.
Damn. A pretty bird.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Or it's the alternative where you meet them and you continue to hang out with them and they hit all the expectations, and then that turns into a beautiful relationship too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you fall in love quickly, it's because you're building up a lot of like expectations in your head, or like you don't know the person fully yet, and so you just like them for like what you know already. So there's a lot more potential for you to find out things that you don't necessarily like. So I do think like if you fall in love quickly, it's because you're not necessarily falling in love with who the person actually is, but who you want the person to be.
Damn. Okay. I like that. Yes.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
also one of my tangentially related, my dating philosophy that I talked about during my, I can't say the reality TV show, but my reality TV show interview.
Yeah.
My philosophy is not really when you know, but I think that if you, okay, so when you like go on a date with somebody, you either, it can go down two paths.
Okay.
Either that person, you're like, holy shit, like this person could be the one, and you're proven right, or you're like, holy shit, this like could work out, and you're proven wrong. But it's never like, oh, I meet them, and you're like, maybe I'll like grow into them, and like maybe like down the line, like
You
I'll
need
become
that
more
initial
serious.
spark.
It has to be like an initial, like I could see this happening, or
So you
Yeah.
think you can figure out within like 5 minutes of meeting someone whether or
well,
not
not
they're
5 minutes, but like within the first
First
date,
date, okay,
it's
like
either like
an hour or two.
yeah, like
this
I
person
can
has
see this
potential
working
or this
out.
person has no
like
potential.
it's either like yeah, exactly.
I think that's true. I mean,
But
yes.
Is
I-
that
seems
the
kinda obvious.
lens that you look through for most girls that you meet in terms of like whether you're deciding platonic versus potential romantic?
I'm not gonna lie, it's almost always platonic.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
is that like the initial screening with everyone that you, or like people who are around your age?
I don't think you actively think about
Yeah.
that. But once you get close to someone, you're like, oh, maybe this person could be more than just, I don't know. I've never really had that situation. to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't really, when I meet new people, like
You don't think about dating them.
I don't think, yeah, dating is not the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
But the only caveat to this is that I look at mom and dad, and
Okay.
mom was definitely more of a slow burn.
That's true.
so-
She didn't have that initial spark with
Exactly, didn't have the initial spark, but
She lived in a different era too.
dad. Yeah,
era,
but like
maybe.
a lot of like arranged marriages, they work out. Maybe because of it's obligatory that you work it out,
yeah,
and like there's that expectation that you just stay together. But like most divorces happen with people that are young, fall in love quickly, fall
Yeah.
out of love, just have problems. There's definitely a statistic behind that. Sorry, I think I cut you off, Andrew. You were saying something?
I know. Now I'm trying to recover that train of thought. I don't know. Well,
I love snacks.
I know. Guadzas are the coconut.
The coconut guadzas.
Oh,
They slap
ooh,
so
hard. I went to Chinatown and got so many good snacks and good food. Man.
Mm.
Although I will say, so much sodium. I made on my Instagram, you can see it. The shifan with tatai and tofu roll and mantou.
That's literally also.
It's oh my god. I looked at I was like, maybe I shouldn't get the nutrition label, but it's like, a single serving is like 200% of your daily sodium value. I'm like, ooh, oh, okay. I'm like, god, dang.
high blood pressure, boys.
And I also made ludan. Oh, so good, so good.
Yum, yum, yum.
Wow, a soft-boiled egg really just brings everything together.
I'm not honestly. Growing up, I was not the biggest fan of soft-boiled eggs.
That's weird because I wasn't either.
Hard-boiled eggs. Sorry.
No.
What was a soft-boiled egg?
I remember
Yolk is still kinda
you liked a runny yolk.
I like a runny yolk. Yes.
As a kid, I wanted my yolks fully like cooked through.
Firm and
hard-boiled.
powdery.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
I hated that.
something
I wanted
changed. I had whack taste buds as a kid. It's
you
kind
did
of
have
crazy.
whack taste buds.
I think
Were
I
you
was
guys
like
picky
John.
eaters?
I was, but I'd eat everything if mom told me
I think
to.
Andrew, if anyone, was picky, but I didn't have
Yeah.
any strong aversions to anything.
Because I look at John,
know.
and I'm not that bad, where John will refuse to eat like a green pepper. I'm like, that is the most neutral tasting vegetable out there.
Okay, green peppers are the worst kind of peppers.
They
though.
are,
Out of
but,
all
like-
the peppers, they are.
I
definitely
low key
the
like
worst.
green peppers
mean,
more than the red
Really?
and. I think the red and yellow ones are a little too tangy for me. I don't like that tangy taste.
Interesting.
And Jesse hates
You like the
flavor.
mild taste.
Jesse hates the flavor.
Honestly, I like green. I like peppers for their texture, not for their taste. So I want them to taste as neutral as possible.
Because John will refuse to eat a lot of like he won't eat either the base of the asparagus or the stem of the asparagus. I forgot.
I don't like the
which
base
side.
of the asparagus. This
but-
is too tough.
I don't know. Like I'd eat everything, but John will refuse to eat something. So I don't think I was that picky.
Yeah,
It was
I won't-
only
I just,
Sigua
I'll eat it. I just won't
and-
enjoy it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
down the chute.
Oh, suguas. Oh, I hated
still
that. as a
can't do
kid.
that.
I
That's the
still,
only
it's got
thing.
the weirdest
Yeah.
slimy
It's
texture.
just
Ugh.
yeah, it's the
And-
texture thing.
I don't love okra either.
I could
'Cause
do
it has like
crisp fried
a
okra.
BT like texture on the
Yeah,
inside. And
yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a little slimy.
Yeah, I don't
But I
think
do
I've
like the
ever
taste.
had good tasting okra because I've
Really?
only had the way that mom prepares
Oh
it.
yeah, that's a problem.
Um,
well,
Yeah, that might
okay.
be
So it's usually just like
I love mom's cooking,
cooked.
Sometimes
know,
she made
but
some-
okra requires some special.
yeah.
You just
Yeah.
need to fry it.
You need to fry it.
Yeah,
Crispy okra is not that
yeah.
bad, but
Mhm.
when it's just like slimy and
Kinda
steamed
mushy,
and
yeah. Steamed okra. That's.
Ooh.
But I used to not like avocados, and now I love
Mm.
avocados.
I still can't eat avocados by themselves.
Dude, I can eat a plain avocado now.
Ooh,
I don't know
that's
why.
crazy.
Yeah.
Basic white girl now.
Yeah.
You're evolving.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next question. TU asks, did you discover a new side of Rachel after partying last night?
Y'all discovered how much of a lightweight I am.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
still haven't seen that side of you, and I'm hoping that I will either tonight.
But I don't know.
Or-
Probably not
Yeah.
today.
we have the
don't-
rest of the summer. It's all good.
But if people have,
Extracurriculars.
Extracurricular activities
Mhm.
such as
we don't have to say it.
anyways, so no, I don't think I really saw that other side of Rachel, but I don't think last night was my first time seeing you in makeup, but I think the first time I saw you in makeup, that was like a different side of you because we grew up like without any beauty products in our house, like no makeup. Mom
Mm.
never wears makeup.
Yep,
I'd
yep.
never seen Rachel
That's
wear
true.
makeup. Then one time I saw her wearing makeup in a B reel, and I was like, "Whoa, Rachel is
Yeah.
like a grown woman." What
I
is
know. I
this?
think I saw her. Actually, no. My friends sent me a picture. You were not tagged in, but in. It was of your high school friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
And screenshot it and sent to me. And she was just like, well, it was kind of weird because she was like, Rachel's hot. I'm like,
Oh.
don't tell me that.
hey,
Wait.
Wow,
But
was
it was
it
the
a-
first
was it
time.
guy?
Guy
No,
or
it was a girl.
Okay.
It was a girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
that's
a girl.
I was like,
That's
okay, that's
way more
more
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
No, it was one of my girlfriends who like
Aw.
screenshot that and sent it to me, which is cute. But I'm like, I think that was the first time I ever saw you in makeup, not in real life,
Yeah.
but
Now
in a
I'm
picture.
curious.
I
what
honestly,
picture
I've
it
never
was.
seen you in
It was
makeup,
you
and I
on a
always thought
staircase
you would.
New Year's.
I always thought you would look weird or bad in makeup, but I don't know. I just never thought that you would look good in
Do you
makeup
think
because
I'm
I'm so
ugly?
used to you not wearing makeup.
Oh
so I
my
was
god.
like, I can't imagine Rachel looking.
Now I'm
good.
subconscious.
No, because I thought you would just look like
ugly.
like too. It would just be like too out of what I'm used to, but.
No, I'm very minimal with
but
the
with
amount
your,
of
but the
makeup that
the
I
way you
use.
did your makeup,
It was
you
solid.
look
It
good.
was good.
You look slay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look good. Period. I
Thank
was
you,
like,
thank you.
Rachel's an adult now. My little sister's no longer that little, you know.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. Because I've never,
Interesting.
No, I still
growing up,
see you as a
never
baby.
never saw you wearing makeup. So
Wait, do you still? I remember you told me this a couple years ago. Do you
Mhm.
still see us at certain ages?
Mm.
Oh.
I think now it finally grew out of it, but I remember I saw you at like as a 23-year-old for like 6 years.
Really? You just thought I was 20. As
Wait,
you were
he's not
aging.
29.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
wait.
I don't know.
Did you see him
that
as
was like-
23 when he
wait,
was younger?
Hold up. I was just in my mind. Jesse was just like a locked-in age for like years.
Really? Interesting.
Maybe it was.
I think I had that
22,
for
yeah.
little kids. Like John and Philip will always be like elementary school kids to me. Like the
Yeah.
fact that Philip's in high school blows
Not
my mind.
real, yeah.
Not real. I don't think he's actually in high
I think it
school.
was
Yeah.
22. It was post. It was adult you when you graduated college.
Mm.
You kind of just stuck in that.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I.
And
I
I
don't
think it's the
think I
fact that
really
you're still
had
in
that.
school too. I'm just like, oh,
That's
Jesse's
true.
still like,
Yeah.
God damn.
yeah.
I think the age for you that I saw you at for a really long time was 6th grade. For some
For how
reason.
long?
Not very, but like growing up,
Oh, that's so funny.
because you had such like a strong
also-
church group.
and
I
the
feel
6th
like-
grade, yeah.
Like 6th grade is when it was very prominent.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know, cause you also grow up. So like, once you're a 6th grader, you can't see your like older brother as still a 6th grader, right? I think it's kind of weird.
I
'Cause, like,
remember you
you're
just
also
said
growing up. Like, how are you gonna?
you were just like, oh yeah, Andrew's like, I think 16 was the age you called me for like 2 years,
Called you?
or when we were talking, you saw me in your mind as a 16, 17-year-old for
Oh, really?
Like
Did I say
after
that?
I
I don't remember saying that.
turned like 18, 19. yeah.
Interesting. Actually, you know what? I think I see Rachel as like a high school kid. Because like
Interesting.
like the pre-makeup phase, the growing into herself kind of phase, your high school years, I think I really saw a lot of maturation and like I think
Mm.
you still seem like, I mean, you're in college, but like high school, college, still, I don't know. I kind of lump them together for you. I don't really see
Yeah.
like a huge change between high school you versus college you.
I think I developed a
Mm.
lot of my perspectives in high school, and
Yeah.
they've only become more nuanced since then.
Yes,
So I don't
exactly.
see any major shifts in like.
Yeah, you just
what
grew
I
more
believe.
Yeah.
into who you
Yeah.
are as a high schooler. That's
Yeah, I think
that's
there's-
exactly how it is.
I don't know for Justin.
Damn, I
we
keep-
talked about this.
Now that we keep talking about younger you, I'm now remembering just how annoying you were pre high school.
Dude, do you remember the story? I remember this where Rachel soaked your bed in
Oh,
water.
yeah, I
I don't know
remember
why. I just
that.
remember this. And I remember you going to bed and the bed was completely wet. Because we shared a bed, shared a room growing up. And you were just cursing like.
I don't
And Rachel was
remember
just
that.
laughing. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I forget
that
what
was
made me
so
so
funny.
angry.
That
But
you just
did
dumped-
something.
And you just
Oh,
dumped water
you
on
just
my
dumped
bed.
water across the entire bed.
I was
And
like,
I remember
Jesse peed his
cracking
pants.
up. Oh, it was so
Oh, were you trying to
funny.
accuse me of peeing my bed?
That was
But it
so
was like the
funny.
whole
It was the
thing.
entire bed.
Mom, look at what Jesse did.
It was so funny.
I did try to play it off for a
God.
little bit.
Like I didn't do that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Obviously, yeah. No, but you did something that made me like extremely
Yeah,
angry.
that was so funny.
I was like, I can't beat him physically.
Got to
The
beat
only
him
thing I can
mentally.
do is outsmart him.
I actually don't remember that at all.
Oh, really? I don't
No,
even
that
know
was so
when that
good.
was.
It was
That
when you
is
had,
so
I think it's when
hilarious.
you had like blue striped sheets. Do you remember that
I
era?
remember the blue striped
Mm.
sheets. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
that.
I remember laughing.
I'm glad you thought it was
Oh,
funny.
that was so funny.
I don't remember. Was this when I was in high school? Or was
I
it
can't
when I was pretty
remember.
young?
It was in my era of when I shaved crayons. And would like
I don't remember.
dump the crayon shavings down the sink. And then
Oh, I remember.
I don't
Dude,
remember
our sink
this.
was
The sink.
disgusting all the time.
I remember this. It was all like
Dude, it was like your
'cause
artsy
crayons mix
yeah.
is just brown. It always just ends up brown. So the sink is just like murky and brown.
Yeah,
with, like, crayon
and your like
wax.
painting phase.
I
Like
did
everything
a lot
was
of like arts and crafts,
Oh, I
and mom and dad would. Well, everyone would just get angry at me because I did such a bad job of cleaning it up all the
You
time.
had
still
paint
do a bad
stains
job cleaning
everywhere.
it
Hey, not anymore.
I forget how messy you were as a kid.
That's
Yeah.
You're-
that was
Because now that I live
low-key
with you,
kind
you're
of
not
a-
that messy anymore. You're not messy anymore. But
I'm
as a
not.
child, oh my
Rachel's
God.
room was like the messiest room of all time. Like you
Holy
could not see
crap.
the floor. The walls were splattered in paint.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Yeah.
were like.
I needed a creative outlet.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
your room was your creative outlet. That's what it was.
Indeed.
All right, we're gonna hit another question. Xenia asked, "Where's a place you guys wish you could live for a few months?" This reminded me of the conversation I had with Luana last night because she just came back from South
Japan.
Korea,
Mhm.
Japan, her
Mm.
post step one trip,
Mm.
and she was like blown away. She was like, "Wait, hold on a second.
Mm.
Why does everyone love New York? Like the city itself is dirty. It's not super efficient with the metro system. Like
Mhm.
Tokyo is like clean. Metro is super fast. Like
It's the
transportation, public transportation is
opportunities.
like optimal and efficient. Like, why does everyone romanticize this city? It's not in a great location. It's like
I think
northeast
it's the
Ohio.
history of it all.
It's
because-
exactly. So
yeah.
we started
Oh.
talking about why New York has all this
Oh,
charm.
yeah.
It's mostly, I think, to me, it's mostly because of the people. Because like,
Immigrants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The-
yeah.
what would you say?
Immigrants.
Not
Uh,
even immigrants.
I mean,
it's
that's
just
part
like
of it.
Chinatown.
the
It has
land
so much
of
like
opportunity.
culture,
yeah, culture.
Like for me,
anyway.
it's like the people. Like
Oh, yeah.
I honestly didn't enjoy New York that much until you moved here.
That's
Like I had
Mm.
none of my close friends lived here. I had no
That's a
reason to come to
banger.
visit, and now like because of Andrew and now you, Rachel, I have every reason to be here. And like
Yeah, yeah.
you've developed a group of friends that I get along and Rachel gets along with really well. Now I have kind of feel like I have a community here that I can come back to. And And I think that's why a lot of people like New York, because this is just where people gather. Like,
Yep.
this is where everyone like finds a job. This is where everyone like, you know, like becomes who they are as an adult. Like, this is just like the time and space to do that. And I think that's why a lot of people, but like, why not do that in Japan? Or like, why not do that in Korea? Like, they're just like objectively better cities.
I feel like New York markets itself as like a land of opportunity. Like there are
Yeah,
so many
true.
things that you can
The
do in
American
New
dream.
York because there's so many like companies that are headquartered in New York
Yeah.
and there's just like a lot of or like
Startups
companies.
here.
And I talked to my friend Shreya who studied abroad this semester. Like we went to visit her when we went to Europe, and she was talking about the differences between Europe and the U.S. and like the U.S. has a very work-centric culture, and I think like if you want to like live very differently and you want to have the mindset of like if I just work hard enough, I will be able to achieve a lot of my dreams. I think New York markets itself
Yeah.
as that.
As a
Like
place
it's
where you
a
can do
very
that, yeah.
pull
Okay.
yourself up by the bootstraps kind of mentality.
Interesting. Okay. You don't see that for the rest of America? I don't know.
Well,
I think America in general kind of.
I don't know.
That's like why Dad came here. You know?
I think it's like the opportunities here are just more condensed. You know, like so it's just everywhere. Whereas like, where are you gonna find it in Ohio? Corn.
But like it's the same thing where you just came back from Europe,
Yeah.
and I think people really value leisure and like
yes, yes.
time to themselves and like rest. Where New York, no, not as
Yeah,
much.
it's
And
hustle,
like
bustle all
yeah,
the
it's
time,
a
yeah.
double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more opportunities, but you can burn.
So
out a
where
lot
where
quicker
would you
here.
guys like to live for a few months if you had the opportunity?
This is a cliche answer, but Bali. After visiting Bali, holy shit.
Why Bali?
Oh my god, it's the food amazing, the vibes incredible, the cost of living very low. I stayed in Bali for a week, freshman year summer of college, and I went with a friend who grew up in Jakarta, so she knew the area very very well. So traveling with pretty much a local, and I don't know, it was incredible. I think that's the closest manifestation to heaven on earth. It's just beautiful.
Dang.
I loved Bali.
I kind of want to move to South Korea for a little bit. I've never been, but I feel like because Korean media has been like pushed so hard in the US, I've just like grown kind of fond to like Korean culture. And like they have this culture of respecting their elders and people older than them. I mean,
yeah.
Chinese culture has that too, but they have like really structured behaviors when you're interacting with people either older or younger than you. And I think that's, I mean, just from outsider, like people who are Korean are just used to that. But like for me, I was like, wow, this is like a very intricate, like really cool culture, and I would love to be like immersed in it for like a few months. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rachel?
Oh, I like that we're all choosing places in Asia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to move near Europe.
I think when I went there, I was like, it's a lovely place and I love it here, but I would definitely feel like a perpetual foreigner.
Spend enough my life
just
as a
because-
minority, yeah.
Yeah, just because like the diversity is not really there. I feel like the value, like European values, are a little different from my own personal values, and then also obviously language barrier, which I
Yep.
feel like if you pick up a language this late in life, it's not that it's impossible to become fluent in it, but like you're always going to have a bit of an accent and that kind of thing. And it's just not going to come to you very easily. But if only for like a couple of months, my gut reaction was China, but I think it's just because
I didn't even think about that.
yeah,
What's that?
I didn't even count
Where's
that
that?
in.
Huh?
like a very practical, like
Oh,
this
yeah.
is probably very doable kind of
And it's gonna
answer.
help your Chinese, yeah.
Yes, help my Chinese, see our family, get closer to our family. I think that's like
Wow.
the
Shit,
biggest
that's
thing.
the right answer right there.
Well,
Yeah, this is like the
Scratch that.
politically
That's what I
correct answer, right? That was the gut reaction. But then my second thought of like, where like ideally if like no other worries in life, whatever, you know, that kind of thing. I think Japan would be really nice. I think like
Yep.
just the
Yep.
natural beauty of Japan, and then on top of that, there's like the infrastructure, like the advanced
food
infrastructure
culture.
there, food culture.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot to see, a lot to explore, a lot to learn, especially like from like an infrastructure standpoint, it's just like everything is so efficient, clean,
Yeah.
like well thought out, like super
From
intentional
the
with
civil
anything. Yeah.
perspective, you would love to.
Indeed. So it'd be nice to see like compared to.
You should do grad
what we
school
do.
in Japan.
I
Urban
don't
planning?
know how possible that would be.
I've seen
Interesting.
TikToks of like people saying that Japan like planned out their, or they did their urban planning using like fungi. Like how the fungi like
interesting.
their whole underground network, so they build out like these little like miniature outlines of the city.
Yeah.
They let fungi grow and then see where they would like choose to route like their routes or whatever.
Yeah.
To build roads and
Honestly, that's like the kind of thought that I appreciate the most in terms of like design,
Uh-huh.
because in Barcelona,
Mhm.
the architect who probably drives like 90% of the tourism in Barcelona, Gaudi, like he's
yeah.
done Sagrada Familia,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Parkway,
Yep.
Casa Mila.
Casamigos.
No. But yeah, like he was very much so like that kind of mindset where he would observe nature very closely and then try to make his architecture
that.
mimic nature. And like
Mm.
especially with the Sagrada Familia,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
it's- the columns are like tree branches.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like arborizations, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's so smart because
Art imitates life.
like nature has gone through so many iterations of evolution. Like
Mhm.
of course it's going to be
The most optimal
yeah.
I mean, evolution.
structure.
God just.
God really knew what he was doing.
No, but God like made things and then let it.
God
Evolve.
guided
Mm.
evolution.
Yeah,
Andrew.
The
Indeed.
guided hand.
The guided theory.
Whereas like
course.
man-made things are always gonna be a little less efficient in my like.
Oh, that's
Mindset.
actually super interesting. Never thought about architecture that way.
Not the rooftop pot on actual rooftop. I'm shook. Yes, we're back on a rooftop again. The weather is nice again.
Oh, are people live? What?
Yes.
Okay, 30s and Flufer asked a question. Hi, if you were to learn something from one another, what would that be?
Ooh.
You would learn something from.
Oh.
Like if each of us had to teach like
Concrete.
a math
Hob-
class.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Honestly, Andrew, I want to learn SQL. I feel like that's like a
Oh. well,
pretty good
It's
skill
very easy to learn.
Learn.
Yeah.
I feel like SQL is like the backbone of many back
It
ends
is,
of
yeah.
companies.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're trying to build a company or some sort of even like
have to build a
we had a
database,
lab meeting where one of our grad students went to like a hackathon and like he basically came up with this startup idea about like taking patients' data and allowing them to like take ownership of it and sell them to companies.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And then this company would just help facilitate it. But like medical records is very complicated and like a lot of legal stuff. But like a lot of the back end of how it works would be with SQL and like
Yep.
how to like query data and stuff.
Yep.
So now everything's like all about large data and like a lot of money is made off of databases and stuff. And I feel like knowing how to, query data, whatever that means, would be a good skill to have.
Wow.
So
So lucky for you, you do not need to go to school for that because I
Yeah.
learned SQL
Yeah.
all entirely after college.
Yeah.
You put in a lot of work with that.
That's true. Rachel
Lot
saw
of
the
respect.
grind.
I did.
Rachel saw the
did.
grind that summer.
Um,
Am I in frame?
I would say, I guess we'll just go person by person
Mm.
because I want to say what I would want from you too.
Oh, okay.
Like, I feel like you put a lot of time and effort into like learning things. Like, you're a very
Okay.
dedicated person
Mm,
to like
mhm.
learning.
Most disciplined out of all of us.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you have a very like, if I want to learn something, if I want something, I'm gonna work until I get it, kind
Yep,
of thing.
yep.
So I think for you, one of the things that you've put a lot of effort into is just like fitness.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
true.
just,
That's
like
a fact.
you just
yeah.
know a lot of things intuitively now.
That's true. I forget
Yeah.
that.
Hey,
I
I'm
used
the
to-
one who started it all, though.
Yeah.
I feel like-
it's- Yeah.
Well, actually,
I think we got into it together,
simultaneous.
though. It was actually more so simultaneous
yeah,
because
a
of
lot
a
of
shared
the
YouTube
workouts
yeah.
and movements that we learned together, like, were all from YouTube.
People have DM'd me a lot because I used to do a series of training my roommate.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of people asked me, hey, can you be my personal trainer? And that's a side avenue that I've considered but never seriously.
You should do it
because
in
I-
a scalable way, like give out workout programs that. people
Yeah,
can
but I don't have any formal training. Like, I know a lot about fitness because of like a decade of working out and finding what works for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know what works for me will
Other
work for
people.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I don't.
it's
That's
definitely
fair.
not true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is very, very different. So that's why I've never gone down the route of personal training until I get some sort of certification, or if I go to school for it. You can find much more effective resources online, probably for free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it should come from me if you're looking for like the
That's
best
fair.
knowledge. What I can provide is I can hype you up, but why would you pay money for that?
What do you mean? A hype man is
You can-
definitely
you can-
an important
Yeah,
asset. in the
I
gym.
that's true.
agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll like be training buddies with people,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be your personal trainer.
It's too much responsibility.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you like to learn from Rachel?
Oh, I
Crickets.
really want to learn
gotta
how to.
think about
I'm trying to
this.
think of which sewing. I really want to learn how to sew.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
there are a
it's
lot
very
of arts and crafts
practical,
things.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Th-
I
What
feel
are
like
you-
it's pretty easy.
What
to
are the
do.
hobbies that you like? You've kind of like ditched a few of your hobbies because you're so busy with school now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think you're still gonna pick up once you're done with
Oh,
school?
definitely baking. Like, I just love sharing food with people, and I also love the process of baking. I like being
Yeah.
able to be creative with it. Just
I love
like
eating
mixing
baked
and
goods,
matching.
but
Yeah.
Throw
I don't
me
have the
some
patience for
dairy-free
baking,
stuff,
yeah.
and I'll eat all your food.
That's true. I forgot you
But
bake a
then
lot.
It's not. But then it's not as good.
I know. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's not the same. So definitely baking. I like making cards for people too.
That's very
So
Hell
like
yeah.
painting.
Oh, that's true.
So it gives me like an excuse to paint.
Yeah. The thing
Yeah.
is, I feel like Rachel and I are similar enough in our artistic endeavors where like everything that I would want to learn from her, I've already tried to learn it on my own. So like the only thing that I feel like that I don't know that you know a lot of is about civil engineering, which I wanted to be an architect when I was in 4th grade
You
up until
did.
like high
I remember
school.
that.
Yeah.
So that kind of has a little bit of the aspect of like design that I would love to learn about. But you're still in your journey of learning civil engineering. So like once you
Yes.
go to grad school and stuff, I feel like you're gonna have so much knowledge that I want to like just talk to you about. But yeah, I would say like I would love to learn or have you share more of your knowledge about civil engineering. The people, I don't know if you've been reading the Discord, but like people are like calling me out for like not taking your concrete class seriously. It was a joke, okay?
No, I will say like civil engineering out of all the engineerings is probably one of the easiest undergrad degrees.
All right, you heard it from her.
You
not
heard it here
me.
first.
I didn't.
Like personally,
hey, Rachel said it, not me.
Yeah, well, out of the engineerings though, like engineering itself is
Yeah,
still
still
like
yeah, it's
several
legit,
tiers
for sure.
above.
Yeah, there's engineering,
In terms of
there's business
difficulty.
school
Science.
here.
And
Yeah.
then there's like medicine, maybe in the middle.
But like I feel like with civil engineering, it's not as abstract as a lot of the other engineerings, which so it's a lot
Not
easier
very,
to
not
wrap
as
your mind
theoretical.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, tangent. I remember in 8th grade, I told my social studies teacher, kind of as a joke, I was just like, hey, when I go to college, I want to be a business major because it's the easiest major.
Okay.
And my teacher was like, hey, Andrew, like every major has to study hard. Bullshit. Business major, it was so fucking easy compared to the shit I saw Jesse and Rachel go through.
Yeah,
like,
school's
my God,
kinda
college
hard.
was a fucking breeze.
Yeah.
I will say like
oh, that's
although
all
my
facts.
coursework is definitely harder, I think the networking that you guys have to do,
Yeah,
like
I
it's
guess.
difficult in different senses.
yeah.
If you're very introverted and you don't like putting a smile on and talking and making small talk, you're gonna hate being a business major.
And also recruiting as a
Oh,
business
that's true.
major
That's-
sounds
okay. That is
awful.
very
Yeah, that
the
was-
case
that was pretty
thing
awful. But,
was
like,
okay. Yeah, but like
we
the
have to
school
do that,
academic
too. Like,
setting.
I have to apply to med school.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to apply to grad school.
yeah.
There's
Oh.
moving on from college. You have.
Yeah.
It's tough for everyone, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. What do we want to learn from the oldest, the eldest? I think like medicine's
So much
too
to
obvious.
learn.
That's the problem. But I
Yeah.
will say,
Learn.
like, whenever anything is wrong with me, I'll just text Jesse first.
True.
He's my new WebMD. I'm like, that is really cool that you
This
know
is
everything
true.
that's
This
wrong.
is
And I
true.
just basically, if I don't know the answer, I use the
WebMD.
doctor Google. doctors have their own Google called Up to Date.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
decent.
Interesting.
You can use it too, but you wouldn't understand it. So
I don't know.
see.
I just remember, for some reason this didn't like click with me, but when I do like research on things and I look at a .gov website or like a research paper, you'd be like, no, this
Oh,
is a
PubMed,
terrible
yeah.
research study, and I'm like,
yes.
how do you know this?
Oh, I have
Mm.
intuition about good
exactly.
research. and not.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is a
Yeah,
good
that's
study,
true.
or this is a highly biased study,
Mhm,
and that just didn't
mhm.
click with me. I'm like, oh, it's .gov. They cite their sources. This is trustworthy.
No.
And you're like, no, this isn't
there's
like
so
a double
much
blind
bullshit
or like.
science
Yeah,
out there,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's really cool. You can see which
Interesting.
research
Yeah.
is actually
Yeah.
legit.
And like also you gotta read the disclaimers. Like
Yep.
if the funding sources come from a pharmaceutical company
Yeah.
and they're saying that the drug is good, like they got paid
No
to
doubt,
say
yeah.
that. Like they got paid to do the
Yeah, like,
research. There's
ditto,
definitely
yeah.
bias in the
Mm.
way the experiment's designed. Maybe some fibbing of the data. Who knows? So yeah,
Mm.
always take those studies with a grain of salt. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's obviously ditto. But to say something different, I guess like this applies to both of you, but I feel like I haven't had much time to like learn a lot of different editing softwares.
Ah,
Mm,
yes.
yeah, so
yeah.
like
Rachel, we
Lightroom.
we want you to enter your
Yeah.
vlogging
Creative
era.
era.
Oh my
your-
gosh. No, but it's like a
influencer
very
era.
practical skill to have, like being
It
able to
is.
take good photos, be able to
Mm.
edit them well.
Okay.
Just to like, I don't know, enhance the things of all the
Aesthetics,
things. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that Jesse has like
the most.
Oh, you're gonna compare our editing
good
skills?
eye.
Okay. It's fine.
or one that I prefer more because art is subjective.
I don't know. When it comes to, I just haven't put as much. I think, not put as much time, but I think. Are you referring to photography, or are you referring to
Yeah.
like?
I do a lot
videography?
more photography than
Yeah,
you do. You
I-
do a lot more video.
I do a lot
than
more
do.
video. Yeah, and I will say like Jesse's photography, like
Yeah, it's a little more
Is it
edgy.
good?
I like
Yeah.
stuff that's more edgy, more street. You like
Mm.
stuff that it's more
I don't
basic.
know. Yeah, I mean I do. That
That's
applies
what
to
it
a
is,
lot
but
of things in life.
It's
I'm not
more
gonna lie.
mainstream, appeals to a broader audience. So like,
Yeah.
it has its. I mean, honestly, it's more monetizable. Like that's why brands love working with Andrew because he creates a product that's
It's like a blank slate.
Does nothing about me.
he creates a product or a video for them that appeals to the masses. It's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
while it's you create a very high quality product for these
Yeah,
brands, which
yeah.
I've been very impressed
Thanks, man.
by like the videos that you put out for
Mhm.
brands. Like these are really good videos and like their money is going to like good
Yeah.
use. So
It's like
um
Thank you guys for
almost-
supporting all the ads. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I've been posting a lot of them. So thanks for
Yeah.
watching
That
through
bag.
them.
but like you do a really good job making ads, and that's also something I think I want to learn from you once I eventually need
Hey,
to do that.
get there.
But yeah, I'm not represented like Andrew by an agent, so I have to do a lot of the legwork finding brand deals, and I just have not had the time to like really apply myself to that. So that's a work in progress. Hopefully the pod, I mean, we've had sponsors reach out to us and stuff, but we still haven't like, settled down on any or like, struck any deals yet. But
Mm.
hopefully we get to work with brands that we enjoy in the near future. All right, let's see if there are any other questions. I love how people just roast us, roast me
Yeah.
in the rooftop chat.
That's
This
so
is
funny. Wait, I should hop on the Discord.
I love Jesse getting roasted.
I get roasted a lot. If women ruled the world, you'd definitely not be eating shrimp crackers for breakfast. I was shook. I had to look twice. Such an elite move, Jesse. I don't know, like, is she applauding the fact that I'm eating it or like roasting
like
me
a-
for it?
Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's funny.
SCT. Doing that,
But she said such an elite move. On last names, I have a friend who's half Chinese and half Scottish.
Oh, I saw that.
Her parents actually kept the Chinese last name as her first name, kind of in line with a lot of East Asian cultures. Her actual name as her middle name, and her I saw someone post that like some people just pick a new first and last name for their kids. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Interesting.
Like so then like no one passes on last names. It's literally just like everyone gets a new complete
Just a
name.
New name.
That's interesting.
That's pretty fascinating. For like organization purposes of society, I don't think it works that well because like, how do you identify families? Like, who's related? At the end of the day, does that even really matter? Like, you can become family with your friends and like.
It's so funny. Your friend group just all has kids, and you pick a different last name. That's all, or you pick the same different last name.
all
Oh,
of your kids.
interesting. I like
And
that.
now everyone's a family.
And now everyone's related to your friends, and now friends are actually family. Wow.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining in on this episode of the Rooftop Pod, and thank you everyone who asked us questions in the Discord
Thank
server.
you.
They were very good questions. We appreciate them. I am your host, Jesse, and signing out with me is my sister
Rachel.
and my brother,
Andrew.
and we will catch you on the next episode of the Rooftop Pod on an actual roof. We're back on a roof,
Ayo.
baby.
Crazy.
Weather's been
Gang,
good.
Gang.
We've been enjoying the outdoors a little more.
Mm.
So we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.